Hello everyone, Luke here. This is a quick summary of Forearm First. What do we mean when we say that? People tend to use their hands, thumbs in particular, too much. And that's a very sharp edge. It's not a joint that sustains well with repeated stress. And the use of this part of our body as a massage therapist, there seems to be a focus on using the elbow, the tip of the elbow, the sharper edge to get deeper into the tissue, to create that perception of intensity that the client is looking for. This gets attached to ideas of trigger point therapy,
deep tissue,
deep tissue massage. That is like a category. Deep tissue massage, sports massage,
none of that exists.
None of that does exist. And the client perception is one that it's aggressive and intense in sensation. And then the therapist's goal tends to be to try to create as much pressure, but it can be that classic dynamic of the client asking for more pressure or wanting you to get on the spot. Now, how do I do that without using a sharp edge, where it's forearm first? Now, the idea is that yes, my elbow does make contact with the client, but that my pressure is going to be distributed from the point of the elbow to about mid-forearm, maybe closer, but never less than about that.
That's
about 2 to 3 inches of my forearm from the elbow to the forearm. That allows for the pressure to go through the humerus, so that allows my body weight to be transferred, that stress and pressure to be transferred here out to here.
You talk about the closed kinematic chain from your back foot all the way up through.
So, key things, we've already indicated that you need to have a stance that is optimal. Feet shoulder width apart, toes, pelvis, belly button, chest, sternum, nose, all in line with where my pressure application is going to be. And then using the forearm, here's my, let's say I'm palpating. I want to apply pressure right there. One of my tricks has been, back in the day when I started, I would get my hand right where I wanted to start my application, set my elbow, bring the forearm down. And my pressure, about these 3 fingers, that's about where I'm going to focus my application.
Notice how the arm is nice and relaxed, the wrist is nice and relaxed.
Wrist relaxed, people will just muscle up and have a clenched fist, and that's recruiting muscle strength rather than using these closed kinematic chains, which means we're using stacked joints to give our body stability, that when I lean forward, my body weight is focused towards wherever I'm pushing. So contact, lay over, and then lean. And I'm letting, as we've shown with other body mechanics videos, that my front leg, my knee is flexing in order to allow for this motion. So, here, and then lean. Now, something too is that our tendency to twist. People will not know what to do with their non-working arm. They'll try to have it hang out over here or over here. They're just trying not to make contact with the person. The more contact we make with the client's body, the better. We have to be aware of where our body is. We don't want any inadvertent contact that could be misconstrued. But more contact is better.
Yes.
And if we're thinking this is maybe their back, so this is, let's see, this is the lumbar spine, here's the thoracic spine. If I just let this other arm make contact, it actually helps keep me squared up. If I make contact with this forearm and I try to avoid making contact with this other arm, I end up twisting. But if I just let this come forward, now what will happen here is people will start trying to do, and that's you're losing complete advantage of your body weight. The pressure should always be with whatever leg is forward and where my nose is pointed. So here, and this can just hang out.
The other advantage to that, Luke, is that the client always knows where both of your hands are at.
And making any transitions around the body, making contact with both hands. She's absolutely right. It gives the client a sense of security. And contact is the key component of massage. So touch is the valuable aspect that we're offering in the therapy. But there is, especially with first-time clients that maybe don't have as much awareness, giving them the comfort of knowing where you are when they can't see you is very important. But then that also it helps me. If I may be doing a gliding stroke just using my palm, this hand is going to actually be very near in terms of the plane of contact where this hand is. This hand just doesn't happen to be applying pressure or moving. Contact. We get into kneading concepts, which I don't do big twists, but maybe this is helping support their body so that I have something to push against. Give a clear representation of that. Let's say this is an arm or a leg. Maybe this hand makes contact here to help hold them and keep them stable while I apply pressure here. And I may get a bend or a twist. We'll cover the ideas of stresses that we put into the tissue based on whether or not it's a twist or a torsion, a compression force, a tension force. But thinking about where we place the non-working hand can really help keep us stable. So here, pressure, or here, pressure.
So what we want you to think about, and there's many pictures in the textbook too that demonstrate this, and on the Evolve site there's additional video.
Absolutely.
And we're going to be reinforcing and reinforcing and reinforcing, but this gives you visuals.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you ideas and concepts, and hopefully you can start out with Forearm First, and then when you use your hand, you're using it intelligently.
Absolutely. And off and away.